Okay, peeps, welcome back. So today we're going to be going over our buys, or sorry, not buys, sells, and dividends. We're going to be going over our monthly passive income video along with our native crypto, non-native crypto portfolios, options, the works. So let's get it. The first thing I want to mention is to give a shout out to JumpCat22. Thank you for the super thanks, the $2 donation. We really appreciate you. We work really hard to make these videos, and I mean, if any of you guys own the Grayscale Trust, especially from the lows, I mean, you're going to make a lot more than that in this current crypto bull run that we're in. So let's go ahead and get into it. So first thing I want to show you guys is the Grayscale Trust portfolio. So as you guys can see, we're up massively on the day. So as of right now, we're up 385% on BCHG, 250% on LTCN. These two in particular have really started just smashing to the upside. The markets were down today, but the Grayscale Trust were still going up, so that's a good sign. Might actually start buying some ETCG in the morning. As you guys can see, it's down again, and we've kind of been waiting for these dips to get in a little bit lower. So definitely going to take a look at that in the morning, but overall up 243%. Very, very considerable amount of money at this point, but definitely far from where we want to sell at. So we'll go into the activities here. You guys can see $18.80 in the passive income category. We bought some of the ETH Classic this month as well as the Horizon. You guys can pretty much see all our transactions here. So a little bit going on, but not too much. We've been a little bit more heavily focused on options, native cryptos, and dividend paying stocks. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys some of the dividends we got here. Get these all locked in before they kick us out of our accounts because there's like a time security thing on these. So anyways, this is M1. So we got 4 cents from PFLT, $6.03 from Enbridge, $17.42 from PDI, which is PIMCO Dynamic Income Fund, 1573 from Triple QY, the Defiance ETF, $222.79 from Tesla. This was after the reverse stock split. 1852 from NVDY, $2.48 from TLTW, $4.99 from OARC. We go over here to the most recent ones. So we have 9 cents from Beto, 89 cents from Aptly, $1.40 from Walgreens, 6 cents from 3M, 11 cents from Horizon, and again, another dividend, 34 cents from Horizon. That might be like a special dividend, I'm not sure. 1 penny from PSEC, 1896 from EFC, $7.46 from USOI. This is the crude oil futures ETF, or ETN, I guess you would call it. It's not really sure what the difference is between an ETF and an ETN, but doesn't matter. We're getting paid. So $7.62 from RA, $8.91 from RYLD, $6.39 from QYLD, 1 cent from Main Street Capital, $20.13 from ACP, $15.08 from OPP. Let's see, $3.26 from BSTZ, $1.09 from CLM, $18.86 from RIV. So just so y'all know, RIV and OPP are like twin funds. 41 cents from CRF. CRF and CLM are also very similar. 48 cents from SVOL. So now if we go over here to the trading tab, I'll show you guys the trades for the basically this. Well, I guess it would be for today actually, since this is looking back a day. But basically, we sold OPP and BSTZ. I think it was for a combined total of like $20 in profit, and moved. You guys know how this strategy works. We moved basically all the profit plus about 5% off the top of the initial investment into a fund that was undervalued, which in our opinion is OARC. OARC is, and the ARKK fund is very, very heavily undervalued. So that's the dividends on the M1 Finance portfolio. If we go ahead and go over that real quick, you guys can see the numbers here is $399.56. So now we'll go over to Robinhood. We will just go through each one of these real quick. So $21.43 from OARC, as you can see on March 8th. $92.19 from Clip. APLY paid $5.75. Coney, now this was a juicy one. Not only did we make dividends, but we also made profit on this too. We actually made more in profit, believe it or not. So for this one, I'm actually going to have to go down a little bit. So you can see down here $129.91. And do keep in mind the Yield Max ETFs are going to have their declaration date this Wednesday. So you have a couple more days to get in. I think you have until the end of market session Wednesday to get in before the following day, which is the ex-dividend date. So GUI, this one paid us $4.85. Keep on scrolling down here. So we got AMZY, $7.39. We've kind of just been on a hold at this point on GUI and AMZY because of the crypto bull run. If not, we probably would be buying more of these right now. So triple QY, it's the Defiance ETF. We got $41.15. JEPY. What's interesting about these is it appears that these are going up after hours, even though the market just got absolutely smashed today. I'm not really sure why. I haven't looked into it yet. I'm going to have to definitely intending to look into it later. Let's just put it like that. So $30.82 from JEPY. Let's see here. So IWMY, this is the Russell 2000 version. We'll scroll down here. We've received $15.15 on this one. So this is MRNY. This is Moderna. So this one we got $18.10. Not too shabby. FEPI, you guys know that was one that we had been picking up quite a bit this month. The price has actually been holding very, very good even after the dividend payouts. So very impressed with that. The dividend payment we got was $20.38 for that on, I think, roughly about 17 shares or so. So now we go down to Squee. This is definitely one that I would say we'd probably want to own more of. But again, we're very heavy crypto focused at this point. So we did end up taking profit on this one. So it's going to be a little harder to find where the actual dividend is. $11.11 on the 8th. So now we're taking a look at YMAX. This is the fund of funds. They do have 3 different fund of funds, but this is the only one that we've purchased so far. So $21.53 from this one, which is pretty good. And the price has also been holding very steady on that one as well, which is also nice. So NVDY, this one paid us $57.78. We're kind of, NVDA is a little overextended. Could it keep going higher? Sure, but we're kind of waiting for a pullback on that one to get a little bit more on the dip because it's just kind of holding there at that price, which indicates that a potential reversal might be coming, and we don't want to buy at the top. So, but NVDA is one of those stocks that's very unpredictable. So MSTR has kind of had a little bit of a pullback, as you guys can see on the day. We might pick up some more. We have been picking up some more. We haven't gotten a dividend from this one yet, but for this month, we probably will get one, but you guys aren't going to see that video till the end of the month. However, we did make some profit on MSTY, so there's that. So now we'll go over to Tesla. So $20.27 from this one. And that's pretty much it for the dividends on this portfolio. So that total comes out to $500.40. Now we'll go over to Webull. You guys can see the dividends here. So $5.82 from APLY, $38.87 from ORC, and $112.59 from Clip. Generally, Clip takes a few days to populate on this one. because for whatever reason, the X date, or not the X date, the payment date falls pretty much right on the start of the weekend. So it takes a while for it to actually populate. But that total comes out to $157.28. We already showed you the interest income from Fidelity. That's 1880, which is right here. So the total truly passive income that we got this month was $1,076.04. Now, let's see where we're at. Okay, so native crypto, we're going to go ahead and get into that now. Before I do, I'll show you guys the portfolio and what that looks like right now. So there's been some changes in the portfolio, although not too many, and they haven't been major changes. We've basically just been repositioning within what we already have. So this weird looking spike here was basically Luna Classic had some kind of serious squeeze to the upside. Not sure what happened, but it went from, if I can find it, basically it went from basically where it's at right now up to like 1600 and then back down. So yeah, that's a bit weird, but we're still waiting for this one to go up massively to get out for a profit. At some point, we suspect it will, even though it's pretty much a dead altcoin. So this is kind of what it looks like right now. So we have a bunch of different positions: Filecoin, AIOZ, Bitcoin, Dash, Horizon, Scale, Banker, Graph, Render, Engine, Crow, Zcash, Ethereum, Litecoin. We do have some Algorand, but it's not on here. And we also have some Gala as well, and a few other positions. I don't remember exactly what they are. We might also have a little bit of Bitcoin Cash from back in 2020. Don't quote me on that. I'm not even sure that we can still access that, but that's kind of what the portfolio looks like as of right now. We're not really looking to add a lot of money to this at this point in time. Reason being is because there is a risk that Bitcoin and crypto could have a pretty sizable pullback. We haven't seen one in quite some time. So if that happens, that's when we're going to start loading the boat on these native cryptos. So now let's get into the native cryptocurrency profits. Okay. So Doge, $266.40. Decentraland, or Mana as it's called, $88.77. Engine, $446.31. Graph, or the Graph GRT, $60.80. Filecoin, $218.86. Dash, $232.81. Scale, $40.15. Shiba Inu, $575.11. Horizon, $52.23. Crypto.com, $149.85. AIOZ, $997.63. Fetch.ai, which we got out of because of the rumor of a token merger, $446.47. And Render, $370.62. So that total for the month of March comes out to, $3,946.01. So now we'll get into the dividend profits. So OPP, $9.84. RIV, $21.45. BSTZ, $22.64. NVIDIA on M1, $9.30. AMDY, $7.81. Coney, $325.38. So we got not only the dividends, but we made even more money in profit. Squee, $28.88. NVIDIA on Robinhood, $31.81. And MSTY, $186.83. So even though we haven't gotten paid dividends from MSTY yet, which we're going to this month, and I know it's going to sound crazy, but I could definitely see a $4 or $5 dividend coming from MSTY. I know, sounds ridiculous, but I mean, it's run up so much in the last month that, to be honest, I just wouldn't be surprised. So anyways, that number comes out to $643.94. That's for the dividend profits. So now we're going to go ahead and go into the swing trades. So on Cypher, we made $565.20. Hut 8, $968.41. Soundhound, $1,018.17, and Riot, $52. I remember that there was a comment that we got that said that, like, oh, why would you invest in Hut 8? They don't even have a number that you can contact or something like that. I mean, guys, it's a Bitcoin miner stock. They're not gonna be looking to take your calls. Okay, it's not a call center. It's a Bitcoin miner. They're in the business of mining Bitcoin, so they're busy doing that, trying to make money so that they can put Bitcoin on the market so the markets can go up, right? So anyways, this just goes to prove that we were right about HUD-8. We did make money. Okay. So we made almost $1,000. So that number is $2,603.78. And as for the options premiums, we collected a lot of premiums, but we also had to pay a lot to cover those positions because we were kind of experimenting with how things work with far out expirations, with deep in the money, deep out of the money, and so on and so on. We're still trying to learn how options work. So we made a lot in premiums, but we had to give a lot up to cover those positions because, again, when the price of the underlying stock goes up, the value of the options contract goes up when you write a covered call. Okay, that's how it works. Generally, when you're writing covered calls, you want the price to go down because it ensures that your shares are not going to get called away and the value of the options contract becomes less valuable, which makes it easier to buy back if that's something you want to do. And the inverse is true for cash secured puts. So anyways, between that balance of the premiums we received and the amount of money it cost us to close those trades, to get out, to then sell the underlying for a profit, $33 total for the month in options premiums. Woohoo. It's not that much, but again, it's better than nothing. But once again, that amount was offset by the $2,600 minus SoundHound, so about $1,500 that we made in profits on the underlying of the options contracts. So with the total coming in at $8,302.77 for the month, again, this is above and beyond the job income and YouTube ad revenue, so that's above all that. A really, really good month, I would say. It's actually one of our best, and that does not even include if we sold out of all of our grayscale positions. It would obviously be a heck of a lot more than that. So the last thing I want to go over in the video before I close this out with you guys is we'll go back to the homepage. They do have crypto on Robinhood, just so you all know. If you're curious about that, you can look into that in your own time. But we'll go over our current trades on the options contracts. So we have we have one covered call, one set of covered calls, and two sets of cash secured puts. So 3 contracts on a CleanSpark for a strike price of $23.50. The underlying is a lot lower than that. Was not expecting it to get dumped on that much. Hopefully it can recover by the end of the week, but if we have to take the shares at $23.50, whatever, we'll take it. It's $5 out of the money. So we'd be down about $5 per 100 shares. So $500 per contract, but we can just simply add to it and buy the underlying straight off the market to reduce the cost basis. Not a big deal. These things are eventually going to go up anyways after the halving. So we've kind of already priced that in, so to speak. But as you guys can see, based on the max value to buy back, it's very expensive compared to the amount of options premiums we got to open the position in the first place. So we will not be closing these because they're really expensive. Because again, when you do a cash secured put, you want to see the price go up, not down. Because when it goes up, it expires worthless. You collect the money, but if it goes down, you have to buy the shares, and then of course it's more expensive to cover the position. So HUD-8, very similar, although not as bad. So that's a good sign, I guess. Strike price on the put, $11.50. Current price is $10.80. There's a better chance, I would say, this expires worthless by expiration at the end of the week. And we got the $105 in premium there, as you guys can see. And we still have the BTBT options open. So we'll probably close this at some point. With the prices going down, we'll probably just wait a couple more days for BTBT to come down and then get out of these positions. So $185 to close per contract, whereas we got $1.30, $1.33 to open the contract. So anyways, hope you all enjoyed this content. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see y'all later. Peace.